I don't know why I'm filming right now, but I'm sick, if you can't tell, or have allergies. I don't know what I have right now. All I know is I can't go back to school until I get a COVID test. I said I was gonna film this on my Instagram, pretty much just, where's my AirPod case? It's right here. I need to take my AirPods out and charge for a little bit. But yeah, so I said I would be talking about this, like, on my Instagram story, where I'd be talking about my journey with epilepsy and everything, because for those of you that don't know, I had epilepsy, got diagnosed with it back in 2018, and recently just got told that I don't have it anymore. So, God, someone's coming out. It's my sister. Never mind. I think. But, hello? But, yeah. Keep watching if you want to know my epilepsy journey, and, sorry if I sound like I'm dying. I just realized I have a fixed maple rub right there that I didn't smooth in. So, let's get this video started, shall we? If you're wondering what I'm drinking hot chocolate. Specifically Mexican hot chocolate. That sounded like I said gibberish. Mexican hot chocolate with marshmallows. I would show you what it looks like, but it looks kind of gross because the marshmallows are like expanded and look like they're melting. So, yeah, I'm drinking hot chocolate because it's helping my throat. I have a sore throat and a runny nose and a little bit of a cough. So, tea time. But, so, let's start from, my gut is like telling me it started like July 28th or 29th. I'm not 100% sure on that one. It was end of July. I remember it was like right before August. It was like almost exactly 2 weeks since I had gotten back from Arizona. If you go to my vlogs from 2018, you see that I posted 3 videos of me being in Arizona. I realize my hair looks weird on the side. I posted 3 videos of me in Arizona the first time. And then I would say maybe 2 weeks later, I think, I posted a video talking about how I had epilepsy. And at that point in time, I didn't really do a good discussion on it. I was trying to comprehend everything that was going on, because when I filmed that video, I have to check the date. I think it was right before my aunt's death. So I was going through the mental stuff of going to school and just being diagnosed with epilepsy like 2-ish weeks before I started school, like high school. Because I started high school in fall of 2018. Epilepsy really did change my life, but we're gonna talk about what happened because I feel like that video needs a bit of an update. So the day before I had the seizure that my family had caught, we suspect that I had one because it looked like I had gotten punched in the face right here, because I had like bruising and it was a bit like puffed up. I did fall out of bed because it happened while I was sleeping. So that's always fun. Woke up on the floor and I was super confused. I ended up throwing up that day, and everything. Real fast, before I continue talking, just realized I probably should do this. Massive trigger warning to talking about, like, mental health and suicide and everything. This is a big trigger warning right now. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Trigger warning of, like, talking about suicide and everything and deaths, because there's a big, like, things that happened as I got diagnosed with epilepsy and had it and everything for, wow, like almost 4 years. I'm saying 4 years. It was honestly like 3.5, I think, but I'm saying 4 because 3.5 years, it's kind of a bit of a mouthful. I'm saying 4 years because it's pretty much been 4 years of high school that I had it, so I'm saying 4 years. But, so, yeah, we suspect I had one the day before, and we don't know how nobody caught it. My sister and my mom heard it, but like they thought it was just me waking up and looking for something, because I was like on the floor convulsing. We thought I rolled out of bed and just kind of fell, and like maybe as I fell I hit my face on something. So yeah, as I'm going to bed, I remember feeling really dizzy, and I didn't know what that meant, because at the time we didn't know I had epilepsy. So the next day, okay, I go to bed feeling dizzy, and then the next thing I remember waking up to is sitting in front of a paramedic pantsless. Now, why I'm saying pantsless is because it was summertime, and it was hot at night, and I was wearing a t-shirt, obviously wearing undergarments and everything, but I just wasn't wearing pants, because it was hot. It's like, who wants to wear, like, pants, even, like, shorts, when they're going to sleep? So I was like, you know what, it's hot, I'm not doing this. I'm not wearing pants. I didn't think any of this was going to be happening. So I wake up to a paramedic in my face asking me questions. Now, what had happened between me going to bed and me waking up to a paramedic in my face asking me questions pantsless, that's the funny part of all of this, is what happened. So I went to sleep, and of course, you know, nothing happened while I was like sleeping at night. But the next morning, it was actually more afternoon, my sister and my mom were in my parents' room. We lived in an apartment, and the downstairs had like the kitchen and like the downstairs half bath, and then the living room and everything, and then our balcony, and then the upstairs had our full bath with my parents' room and then my sister and I's room. So my sister was in my mom and dad's room. My dad was at the store, and then I think was also going out to get lunch. So yeah, he was in the store, I think, or in the drive-thru for wherever. And so my mom and sister hear the same thing that they heard the morning before, like I fell out of bed. But finally they got up to see what happened because they thought maybe I fell out of bed again. And my sister is the first one to see what's going on, and she yells to my mom like I was having a seizure. So my mom goes running in there, and I'm on the floor like just uncontrollably convulsing. And hi, I'm filming a YouTube video. You can talk.
Oh, hello.
You've been on my YouTube channel before.
I don't remember that.
It was Christmas a couple years ago, remember?
No.
Oh. Well, you should
Okay.
watch it if you want to see your old self.
That's okay.
Hold on, I'll pause it. Quick interruption, sorry about that. But, so, okay. Yeah, my mom went rushing into the room and saw me just convulsing and having a seizure. And so, her first, like, instinct was to, like, protect my head so I didn't, like, hit it on anything. And as my mom is, like, in, like, an Olympic squat, is what I say, because she was, like, sitting like that for, like, a long time, just in a squat position, my sister immediately calls 911 because they don't know what to do. So, my sister's calling 911, operators, like, telling her, like, oh, we have people on the way, and as this is happening, my mom said that she felt the life go out of me. Like, eyes rolled back to the head, went completely pale, like, stopped, like, full-on stopped breathing. And, like, also, like, foaming at the mouth and started bleeding from my mouth a little bit because I bit my tongue. That was not fun. Had to get tongue-numbing cream, or not cream, tongue-numbing stuff, and it was not fun, because I couldn't eat. But, either way, I'm just remembering me biting my tongue and just it being not fun. But yeah, so she feels the life go out of me. She is like screaming and begging for like literally anyone to like, you know, bring me back. And my sister's telling like she's not breathing to the 911 operator, and the 911 operator was literally about to start telling my mom how to start doing CPR and everything, and I started breathing again. I started breathing, skin went not pale, went back to normal. I was more pale than this back then. Just went completely pale, or it went pale but came back. And I was breathing. But like I didn't know obviously what was going on. I was still like, I was unconscious, but then I regained consciousness, but like my brain didn't like fully regain consciousness. So the operators get there, or not the operators, the first responders get there, which is like firemen and everything. They get there and they're checking me out and make sure I'm fine. I'm still kind of just like not mentally there. I'm awake, but I'm not like mentally awake is what I say, because that's how I can best describe it. It's like if I get amnesia with it. That's the one thing is about my seizures. I did go unconscious every time, but it was like when I went unconscious, I would like fall over and it's dead weight. So that always sucked for my family, because if I was standing, they like had to run and catch me, and that was just so scary. But my sister like got off the phone because the first responders were there, and of course police were showing up, and ambulance was getting there and everything. So we get there, they get there, my sister's like, okay, you know, they're here, hangs up with 911 operator, and then immediately calls my dad. My dad rushes out of whatever he's doing. I completely forget what he was doing. I think he was in the store. Just like literally left the cart and left the store, and then immediately got home. So he got there and everything, and at that point in time I had regained consciousness, and that's when I don't know who said it, but someone told my parents that it would be good for me to go to the ER and make sure I'm not like bleeding internally in my head, because since I fell out of bed, they don't want me like bleeding out somewhere in my head. So they took me to the ER. My dad went with me. I did not have my phone for the longest time, so like my mom was posting stuff saying like I had a seizure, and like, you know, just keep wishes for my family and I. And like, of course, my sister had let my friends know that I had one, so if you try to contact me, I'm not going to answer because I don't have my phone with me. That was fun. But yeah, they took me to the ER, did everything they needed to do, didn't get my phone till way later. From what I remember, my best friend Carla, you guys have all seen her, she's been in videos, she had texted me asking me if I was okay, and of course I finally responded like hours later, being like, I mean, for the best I can be for the situation, I mean, yeah, I'm fine. And then I don't really remember the whole process. I remember going to see a neurologist and her saying that we should do a sleep study, and if you have abnormalities in your sleep study, then you have epilepsy. If you don't have abnormalities, then you don't have epilepsy. So like, if it comes back normal, you don't have epilepsy. So I remember doing my first sleep study. That was so bad because you have to be sleep deprived, and I remember my doctor telling me I can only sleep from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. My god, that was so bad. Sleep studies are like one of the worst things because you can only sleep for a certain amount of time, and it really sucks. I've only done 2, one when I first got diagnosed with it, and then one at the beginning of last month. That was very interesting. Take a drink every time I say honestly, hold on. My throat was hurting. So did the sleep study, came back obviously abnormal. Was super upset and sad, and it just sucked. And obviously that was like one of the worst times. I already had something bad go on a couple months prior to this situation, which was my great-grandmother dying. I was 14 and a half when she had passed away, or yeah, I was 14 and a half, or about to be 14 and a half when she passed away. So I had that happen, but that was a couple months prior. Then I had this happen 2 weeks after I had like 2 great weeks of my life in Arizona. Got to see my best friend, and then boom, this happened. Then 2 weeks after I got diagnosed with epilepsy, and 4 days before I started my first day of high school, my aunt passed away right in front of me. Like, right in front of me. I don't think I've done a story time on that. Let me know if I should. It's something back then I couldn't talk about without crying. Now, I could probably get through it, but I might cry, obviously. My phone's gonna die. Plug my phone in real fast. Yeah, I don't want to cover the camera, but I have to. There, my phone's not gonna die anymore. So, yeah, my aunt passed away right in front of me. Very traumatic. Then I started high school, and that's when my epilepsy was like just going back to back with seizures. Like, I had seizures like a couple times a month. It stopped in September. I had my last one in September, but then in July of 2019 is when I had another one. I went almost a whole year. I went over 6 months. But in July of 2019, I ended up getting another seizure. Actually 2 seizures back to back. It's because I had found out that Cameron Boyce passed away due to an epileptic seizure, and I think for me was kind of just like sadness mixed with like me being worried of like, what if that happens to me? What if I have a seizure and just die? Because I had something similar happen, like I just said, like that, where I stopped breathing, and I'm like, what if that happens to me? So I think that kind of sent me into like a paranoid, worried state, also mixed with sadness. So my emotions were very high. And we think that's what caused it, is that my emotions got super high and that it was just not a good situation. Yeah. So I had 2 back to back the night I found out he had passed away. Of course, everyone got notified and everyone got told I was okay. But then the very last one happened almost 2 months later. This was honestly kind of messed up, but it happened on my sister's 21st birthday. So thank God my sister was not there though. She went to her best friend's house for the night to spend the night, and thank God she was not there for it, because not only was I literally just like sitting on my couch, I was literally sitting on my couch listening to music, and I remember got up to go get a drink, and the next thing I remember is I'm sitting on the floor, and as I'm more coming to, my right shoulder is in a massive amount of pain. I originally thought, oh, maybe, I bumped it, or like it kind of hurts. No, I was wrong. The more I was coming to, the more it was hurting, and I was like, great. This is either really sore or something worse happened. Well, something worse happened. I dislocated my shoulder. We don't know how I dislocated it. We don't know if it happened in the fall. I'm just kind of shocked that I didn't break my nose or something like that, or like really hurt my nose or get a black eye or something, or like have something happen, because I fell face first. I fell face first into technically carpet, but underneath carpet is like wooden floors, so it's not exactly the softest thing in the world. But I'm surprised I didn't like break my nose or severely damage my nose, because that would have been fun to deal with. Funny enough, that was also the first day of school. So first day of school, sister's birthday, 21st birthday to be exact, which is a big birthday, and then have a seizure. So that was my very last one. Obviously, that was 2 years ago. Going 2 years strong. So freaking happy that I don't have them anymore. But yeah, 2 years. For the first year, I remember totally walking on eggshells with everything I did, because I was just so scared if I was gonna have another one. Because the longest I had gone, I think, was like 7 months or something like that. I remember it was over 6 months, But it was like, honestly, 7 months. I had not gotten past that point without having one. And in 2020, obviously, in the school year, that was like usually around the time I had seizures, was when school year started. We weren't sure why I was getting them around that time period. It was so weird. But I just remember walking on eggshells for that first year, very first year. And the moment that it had been like exactly like you're like day, minute, hour, everything, second, I kind of just like broke down. I was, well, not broke down, but like, it was a good way. I mean, like a good way. I was like happy crying because like I had finally reached a big mark for my epilepsy. Like I finally was like, okay, it's been a year. Let's just see how the next year plays out. So went another year without having one. And obviously I only talked to my neurologist every so often. It was like every 6 months, I think. And so obviously it had been 6 months since the last time I talked to her. So she was like, she told me that, you know, since it's been 2 years since I had one, we should probably start reconsidering if I still have epilepsy. This was back in, I believe, August or maybe September. I forget when specifically, but I think it was September, maybe October. But I remember just like when she said that, she said reevaluate if I still have epilepsy by doing a sleep study. And she said when I do the sleep study and I still have abnormalities, that means I still have epilepsy. But and like I will continue on the medication that I'm taking. And this is the part that got me really happy to the point where I started crying. I didn't see her in person. I did over the phone because of the pandemic. But I just remember when she said these words, she was like, she said, if your sleep study comes back normal, then we will slowly, through a certain period of time, taper off your meds, like slowly go off of my meds, and to a point where I will no longer be taking them. And I literally just broke down crying because I was just so happy, because I had dealt with this shit for so long. Like, it was just so bad. Like, for what I mean, like, I posted this on my Instagram story, like, people don't realize the mental stuff that comes with getting epilepsy. Like, you are walking on eggshells the entire time you have it. You pretty much have to take your medication on the dot, especially if you're someone like me where you have to take it every 12 hours. I take it at 7 a.m. and then 7 p.m. So I take it twice a day. There's some people that take theirs once a day because they have a different one. And it's just, the mental stuff that comes behind it is just so bad. It's like not even explainable. It's just frustrating. And I remember there was a point in 2019, it had been almost 6 months since I had gotten diagnosed with it. February 2019, a few weeks before my 15th birthday. I just remember completely just like being done with life. Like, I was depressed. I had really bad PTSD. Like, the depression was just really getting to me, and it was to the point where I thought about killing myself. There was something that was telling me I didn't want to do it. You're interrupting me again.
How long are you doing a YouTube video for?
I'm explaining everything.
What?
I'm just explaining everything.
Everything of what? Nothing's going on.
My epilepsy journey.
Since when have you... Why are you doing that right now?
Because I have nothing else to do. I'm bored.
Okay.
Yeah, you're interrupting me.
Oh, well, I need to come out and talk to you about something, so...
Hold on a minute. I'll get back to it. Okay, sorry. I got interrupted again. But, yeah. So, talking about February. So I was just not in a good place. I was contemplating that and everything. My nose got really stuffed up right there. I was totally just like, nope, I don't want to live anymore. And so I told my mom and my sister. We had contacted my my therapist, because I had a therapist at the time. She helped me through it and everything, and I didn't feel like that anymore after a while. But yeah, so that's kind of an example of like the stuff that you go through mentally when you get epilepsy. It's just, you get so much in your like brain, and your brain just becomes overloaded with so many thoughts. And like I said, it's really honestly kind of unexplainable. You have to get epilepsy to understand everything about it. Like mentally, and honestly the physical stuff that comes with it too. But yeah, as of right now, I am tapering off my medications. It's an 8-week process. I am on week number 3. I'm about to go into week number 4, so we're almost halfway done. I'm just excited to get off this medication because it's just been with me for so long, and now that I don't have it, like, I'm just so happy and excited. One of the real fast talk. Let's talk about how the doctor's appointment went. Did the sleep study, and then the next day is when I got the results from my neurologist. Literally, she just walks into the room and she's like, "Oh, I don't know if you saw online," but she's like, "Everything came back normal," and I was like, "Wait." She said normal. Normal means I don't have it anymore, and that means that's good. And I was like kind of like shocked that it came back normal, because I honestly was kind of convinced I still had it. So I was, at that point I was just like, I probably still have it, whatever. But the fact that she said I don't, and like everything came back normal, I was just like, and I just like started crying. One of the best moments of my life. It's just, like I said, when it comes to the mental stuff, you're always worried about, like, what if you move out? Like, what if I were to move out on my own and live by myself, and I don't have anyone around me to help prevent a seizure, and if I do have one, who's going to help me out of it? Because you need to roll someone on their side to help them get out of a seizure faster. And it's like, what if I don't have that person to do that? So I was always worried about living on my own. Swimming is another one. There's people that have died swimming and having a seizure due to their epilepsy, and that's just something I was always worried about, is what if I were to live alone? What if I were to have one in a pool? What if I were to have one while driving? That one's scary. But yeah, so obviously in the new year, that's when I'll be completely done with the process. It'd be almost exactly a week into the new year, or yeah, it would be almost a full week into the new year when I am fully off of my medication. Super excited for that. Like, literally just want to be off of it already, but I have to slowly go off of it. If I was taking less, it wouldn't take that long, but I was taking, what do you think? I was taking 3.5 pills? 3.5 pills, I think. And was it 3.5 pills? No, it was 4 pills. I was taking 4 full pills, but liquid-wise, because I do take liquid. I did liquid because it would absorb my body faster, but then for work I had pills. Lost my train of thought. But in the mornings, I decided to do liquid, and then at night do the pills. So for pills, I was taking 4, and then for liquid, I was doing 20 milliliters. I think it's milliliters. So I'm bringing it down to a certain amount. I'm not going to say which one I'm on right now, because I think you can probably do the math for 8 weeks. The last 2 weeks are the exact same, so a lot of people saying it's a 7-week process. It's actually 8-week, because you have that very last dosage you got to take for 2 weeks. But yeah, I will obviously update when everything has gone well and it'll be the new year. I'm gonna try to post once a month. Obviously it's December, so the next time I will probably post will probably be a Christmas haul of some sort, because I always do that. I've done that since I started my YouTube channel. Did it in 2018, did it in 2019, did it in 2020, and I'm definitely gonna do it this year. So yeah. Super excited for that. Also, turning 18 in like 3 months, so that's another big video that I have planned, is my 18th birthday. Don't know what I'm doing yet, obviously, but yeah, we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I don't know, like and subscribe, do what you want. Comment down below if you guys want me to talk about anything specific, because I like doing these types of videos. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to post like once or twice a month. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye. I need to figure it out, I'm not sure.